Eclipse season starts again. The most malefic destructive indicators. Anyway, this is not a super exact eclipse, but it is still a lunar eclipse. So buckle down, get ready to release what life is gonna release you to release, and don't fucking ask me if it's okay to manifest. Like, you know I'm gonna tell you, don't practice magic around this time. Okay, that's out of the way, let's get into the astrology. So if you are excited to dive into what exactly this lunar eclipse in Gemini means with the astrology, get some tarot insight at the end, and tie it all together, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you are always up to date with what the stars have in store for you. Hi, I'm Maren. I am a professional astrologer, author, and current philosophy student. I combine traditional Hellenistic astrology techniques with modern psychological counseling dynamics in order to provide grounded guidance. This video is brought to you by my very own Astrology Academy, my deep dive foundational course. This course is a comprehensive deep dive into the foundations of Western astrology. This includes history, philosophy, technical concepts, counseling considerations, and a step-by-step guide to reading a chart. I have been working on this course for so long now, and I'm so excited to present it to you. All the info is down below. I as well am offering a free 1-hour webinar on actually learning astrology. So if you are looking to dip your toe into astrology and just start your studies, check out that webinar down below too. So eclipses are lunations, either full or new moons, that happen on the ecliptic or the exact sun's belt where it orbits. They involve the nodes of the moon, also known as Rahu and Ketu, and I have a full playlist explaining what the nodes of the moon are astronomically and in practice, which you can watch for more energy of what eclipse energy is therefore based on. And as I always say, new and full moons are never the times for manifestation or magic on their exact day, especially eclipses that are never opportune for magic. They are the literal assault of the sun and the moon's light, the utmost scary, blood red or black sky. Astrology 101 in terms of astrological magic is you chill on eclipses. So more than anything, just off the bat, if you're a practitioner of magic or witchcraft, just chill one day, just chill. Eclipses are the times for allowing the collective supercharged energy to happen, and that'll absorb us along with it. It's not the time for us to try and pull some individual shit when it's the whole collective going through it. The sun is in Sagittarius near the South Node, and the moon is in Gemini near the North Node. And with the South Node being decreased, there's a decrease in more abstract, overarching beliefs, and an increase with the North Node in Gemini of more immediate data and ideas and information processing. So we're letting go of these lofty ideals and seeing the necessity of immediate truth. And the sun and the moon are not really being attacked by other major conversations in the sky. So I see this as a notable release of old, outdated information and an attempt to take back control of what immediate truths we can trust, because maybe we don't know what news outlets to trust, maybe we don't know what people to buy into, but we do know what we can claim as truth in our own lives based on just our day-to-day world of here and now. If you know that this spice goes well with that vegetable, you do it, and don't worry about releasing anything specific. It will lift you up with it. So if you already know what whole sign houses Gemini and Sagittarius are in your chart, and therefore where this is showing up for you, do let me know that house axis down below. I'd be interested to see where everyone is expecting this collective turmoil. Not in a bad way, but that's just what eclipses are. And some other important transits include Venus being exiled in Scorpio. So Venus is home in Taurus, so it is exiled or in a foreign country, so to speak, in Scorpio. And it's also separating from an opposition to the planet Uranus. And Uranus is shock and rebellion and upheaval. So something not unexpected, something shocking or something rebellious has just happened in an interpersonal or even a financial sense. Venus can be financial, it can be our wallets. That something rebellious has just been done around values, and something probably has occurred that's very emotionally provocative or hitting someone or being hit where we know it'll hurt most. That may be leading us to turn off emotionally around this eclipse and lean into the intellectual as this lunation appears, so that we are dealing with whatever the relational dynamics are on a more logical level. That this activation being Venus separating from an opposition indicates that something already happened, so it could be that something already shit went down and now we're like, that's what's gonna happen. The Pluto-Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, that alignment is really close right now too. Pluto's at 23 degrees, Jupiter's at 26, Saturn's at 28 degrees of Capricorn. So goddamn contractive. I've talked about this a ton. I mean, you guys are probably tired of me saying this, but we have not seen anything like this for the past 500 years. This 2020 shit show of expansion, of massive contraction. That's what this is. And this isn't, with all these planets now direct, this is an all-powerful movement for the rest of 2020 to grind that shit out. That's like literally what this is. This is just a little over 1 month more of this transit, guys. That there's a new transit very beginning of 2021, end of 2020, when Jupiter and Saturn meet, which I will get into in a video soon. This is like going through really painful labor. This is the perinatal experience of the birth canal of hell and bursting out in the open. I'm actually learning about this in grad school right now, the perinatal experience. But this is like us going through that contraction before we burst out into a new reality. It's very intense, but there is another side. Yeah, that's kind of the intellectual but also emotional things going on right now, where it's a letting go of the abstract and a leaning into the definitive here and now. But let's pull a tarot card to see how this is playing out. So we have the Seven of Pentacles reversed, and the Seven of Pentacles is actually like the Lord of Worry. It's about worrying about how you keep your material possessions and like your finances and things that you own in check. With it inverted, it indicates that like we're literally not worried enough, or we're not taking care of our possessions and our values. So this could be on it, since eclipses are so collective, it could be that collectively like there'll be some type of more financial shock, or realizing that all the boosting up and like the Fed propping shit up isn't actually doing what it was designed to. Yeah, this has big like financial like, oh whoops, that's not working out undertones for the collective. So in your life, you can think about what you're not protecting or being strategically responsible about just due to lack of awareness. Like you tried your best and yeah, that's not quite it kind of thing. But I'm thinking more, eclipses tend to be super collective, so I'm watching out for, yeah, US finances right now. That's what, because I mean, if I'm in the US, that's what I'm drawing for mostly, and that affects a lot of the world. So finally, let's pull an astrology card. This is from my Amio deck. This is a new deck I got as a gift, and let's pull what astrology card comes up as a reminder. Ooh, look. We have air. Communication, thoughts, freedom, curiosity, knowledge. No shit. The North Node is in Gemini. Air is where we are moving forward progression. And that doesn't mean that we should be leaning into air. It means that we are being drawn there and we need to acknowledge it. But air, communication, intellect. Thinking about the mind and the data that we can trust, and maybe that is literally just our intuition, but even knowing that our intuition's data might be relevant, but not, it might be relevant and logical at one time, but that it might not be valid at another point. That even the facts that we get from our intuition can change, and seeing that all we have is really the present moment here and now. That's like literally all we have. It's just this present moment. And the overarching plans that we might have had to explore certain things, if that's not rooted in the present moment, then that's not relevant. That 2020 has taught us that we literally only have this moment right now, and that can be ripped away, and we better learn how to meditate and hold presence. Because this eclipse is profoundly informative about the nature of reality. And on an intellectual level, expect to receive lots of information and data that challenges what worldview you might be rooted in right now. That this is asking you to avoid defensiveness or coming to conclusions, and to simply, as always with eclipses, allow the collective to absorb this movement towards more immediate trust and more immediate data as a means of looking back and seeing what we need to let go of. So you can look to the Gemini Sag axis in your chart for the Gemini moving into and more obsessive growth, and the Sagittarius allowing to fade, or more, you know, trusting that it can leave. And as always, the North Node is not purpose or what we should be leaning into. It is simply what we need to be aware of over accentuating. So as we are adopting more interpretations of facts and leaning into that on a collective level, it does not mean that we have to let the logical mind cannibalize itself for this lunation. So, if this is helpful, if you enjoy this and you want to learn with me, the Astrology Academy is linked down below. Would love to have you join. And if you want any other more short-term learning, my webinars are down below. Would love to have you learn. Otherwise, make sure that you like, subscribe. Let me know what you are experiencing around this lunation as it approaches, anything that you know that this lunar eclipse is going to be coinciding with. Would love to hear your stories. Sending so much love, and I will see you in the next one.
There is one thing you're all